nature.
Tickle. Yes.
Hey guys, what's going on? You are listening to special coverage here on thisweekingeek.net. I am Mike the Birdman, but I'm not alone as I'm joined by my panel of very sleep-deprived people who watched the 2025 Game Awards from the city of Kitchener, Ontario, Canada.
Alex the producer.
And of course, from the great Garden State of New Jersey.
Ken from Miss Anime, and I am not tired because I actually had to work, so...
Well, fuck
you're,
you!
You're still on your normal schedule.
Yes.
Yeah. This was, obviously last night we were talking about the 2025 Game Awards hosted by Geoff, or Jeff Keighley, along with his production team. Always puts on a show around the first or second week of December. People from the gaming community come on out, whether they be influencers, developers, just people in that space. And last night's Game Awards, just to give my quick initial thoughts, aggressively mid. And that's not a bad thing. It wasn't a bad show. In fact, I thought it was quite good. It just, I didn't have the wow factor that I wanted. So I guess I'll throw it over to you guys and let's have a discussion.
I think where you see that, because if I looked at it from a completely objective viewpoint, I think this is one of the best that they've ever had. In terms of how it was run, how smooth it was. Only one speech went over time, and it was because of a miscommunication. Basically, with all the French people accepting awards, they started playing one person off, not knowing that the other person was going to say something, because they were struggling to get their speech out in English, right?
Yeah, and they were nervous.
Yeah, obviously, but it wasn't like a big deal. It was only off by like maybe a minute. And if you look, the overrun was only till 11:05, not like 11:30, like it sometimes happens.
Yeah, it was only like 5 minutes. Over.
So so that's, you take that into account. That would be the few speeches that maybe went over their timing. But beyond that, they showed a lot of really good, interesting things, a lot of good surprises. But I think where you're hit, Mike, is there was no first-party support from any studio.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I did know is PlayStation made a really big bid, though.
Well, what I mean is the Housemarque game was there, but there wasn't anything new from Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo.
Yeah, one thing I want to say before Ken makes his point is I noticed the advertising this year was not as aggressive. Like, if you guys remember several years ago, we had blah, blah, blah brought to you by Stickbot and, I don't know, ball deodorizer by Manscaped. There was no overly aggressive advertising this year, which was a very big change.
I would probably blame the way the U.S. economy is right now, and advertising budget is slashed all across the board.
Yeah, I think
it's more likely that the rumor is that they were charging, was it $2 or $3 million for every minute of advertising?
Yep.
So they're almost at Super Bowl levels right now. Not like the big Super Bowl, but like the smaller commercials. But that's because last year they had like 150 million viewers. So this is the highest ad rate they've ever had. But also, the ads that they did have was like Microsoft. I was sort of timing. Microsoft, for their Game Pass ad, was like 2 or 3 minutes long. So they spent like $5 million on one ad. And they probably figured that was more worth it to them to try to get people on Game Pass than it was to advertise any actual games they have coming. Because if you notice, they don't really have anything announced.
Well, no, they announced the Diablo expansion. That's about it.
What do you do? Yeah.
Well, what I meant was like under the Microsoft Studios banner, like like the Xbox Studios, like because everything was either canceled or delayed or we're a couple years away from Forza at this point. Fable,
Yeah.
I thought would show something, but they're not ready.
See, I thought that was the Larian thing. Like, I thought, like, is that Fable? But I guess not.
You could have thought that until partway through. We'll get to that though after.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I would say, Mike, that the big thing with this was very little support from Sony first party outside of what was already announced, just with like expanded trailer. Almost nothing from Microsoft. Well, nothing from Microsoft proper. Nothing from Activision for under them. Just the Blizzard portion, and Bethesda had nothing except Todd Howard showing up and didn't even talk about the Fallout TV show.
Yeah, that's something I was definitely going to bring up because we are a week out from Fallout. The Fallout cast has been all over media in the last week because I pay attention and I usually get my Fallout stuff early.
This year it was on Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon was a big corporate sponsor of this. They even did a bunch of ads like on other platforms to advertise that it was going to be on here. To not have that as one of their flagship shows, not to have any advertising, whatever. But we'll get into that as we go. But like, I see where you're coming from. If you look at it from an outsider's perspective, like if you don't think of the three tentpole big companies, this was the most consistent. Yes, they're going to have a lot of the free to play Chinese and Korean kind of garbagey stuff, but it wasn't quite as bad, I feel, this year as it was, like you said, in previous years. There wasn't like...
There was like three of those, and one of them I found out was a gacha game that removed all the gacha from it.
Exactly. And was it last year where they had the commercial for the mobile game where they hired like every famous actor to be in it? And we were like, what the hell is this garbage? And then I think it came out and nobody played it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I mean, we may as well, before we go any further, talk about the winners, because we've already done, if you go back and listen to our predictions or what we thought should have won.
Go listen to our 3-hour
yeah,
spiel.
because in that one we also went over like what our personal picks were and then what we thought was going to win. So we won't necessarily compare that. We're going to go basically rapid fire through the winners and say whether or not we agree with it or if it was expected, right? I just grabbed the order from a couple different websites, put it in. It's not in the order that they were given out necessarily. It's just here's the orders that are available. So best performance went to Jennifer English for Expedition 33. That is, I believe, what we sort of expected to happen.
Yeah, that was a no-brainer.
Just because it's sort of her time.
If you have played Expedition 33, you know Jen English was going to win.
Yeah, and she's still fairly young as in like her career. She's only been doing voice acting since like 2017. And she's not like somebody who's been in a lot of other productions or even done commercials. But if you notice, she's being pegged for like a ton of game trailers and commercials. I think her next big thing was it Tides of Annihilation? That's that cool looking like Devil May Cry meets like Elden sort of looking game that we saw.
Yeah. She's got a great flippin' voice, man.
Oh yeah. So it's
She seemed also super genuine too in her acceptance. Like that's one thing I will say throughout the entire night. Everybody from the Claire team, very genuine, very French, but very genuine in their
very French and very British. That's basically it.
Yeah,
like, I don't think that there was anybody. Wait, maybe Andy Serkis is the only one that might not be like. He wasn't there. I think he was the only major person that wasn't there. Because he's probably off filming like 10 movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, it was good. And then again, maybe because she's fairly young in her career, like, did she win a couple years ago for Baldur's Gate 3?
Who was she in Baldur's Gate 3?
Shadowheart.
Jennifer.
She's
Oh,
Shadowheart,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I had no idea.
So I think these are like the Game Awards. These are the only major awards she's ever won. So it's still like a big deal for her. So. Yeah, best ongoing game, No Man's Sky. I think that's pretty much a no-brainer, really, right?
Yeah, that game has really turned itself around in like the almost a decade since it's been out. Honestly, super surprised.
It basically it and Shovel Knight were like the little games that could. Best mobile
And No
game.
Man's Sky started off in a bad
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, and somehow it's sort of like the Cyberpunk thing, just on a much smaller budget scale, right? But still, what the hype was the same, and it's done so well. Best mobile game, what was it? The Pretty Derby game?
Musume Pretty Derby.
I've never even seen
heard of
that.
it.
I don't even know what it is.
Mhm.
It is Gotcha Horse Girls.
Okay, so no.
Oh, okay. It's
Hold
what
on.
I figured then.
Yeah.
Anyway, not for us, and I had no idea what was going to win. I remember we picked like Persona because we heard of it.
I knew it was going to win simply because it was zeitgeist as all hell.
And was it hitting all like the socials that we don't follow, sort of thing?
Yeah, pretty much. And also it was it was just one of those mobile games where it's like it also came to Steam and it just hit.
And it hit with like all the Gen Z kids.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And some of the some of the younger millennials, and whatnot.
I feel it's probably more of a younger person's game.
Yeah, it's also just one of those situations where it's like if you don't like games that are sold on its cuteness, you're going to hate it.
Okay, well then it hit very well with its audience.
Yeah.
Best art direction, Claire Obscura. This is the one where I said it could have gone to a bunch of different games because every game nominated was good, but I mean, Expedition makes sense. Late 1800s, French Parisian oil painting not Renaissance, but Baroque era. Not Baroque. What do they call it? The New Dreaming, whatever era it was for the art.
Yeah,
it made sense. Score and music, was it ever in any question that it was going to be Claire Obscura? Like, as much as Hades and all these games have good soundtracks, and
I think Hades stood a chance in this category.
and so did Silksong.
If anything.
Yeah.
Like,
but I mean, they opened the show, which they've never done, with a musical performance of.
Which I thought was really well done. Like, I didn't know what this was from. I had to look at because I was watching this with our friend Liam. I was like, what the hell is this? And he's like, oh, it's that Claire game. I'm like, oh, neat.
Yeah, and by the way, the guitar player guy that won the award and all that, Mike, because you haven't really followed Mike, this is his first project ever.
Wow.
And like, he's never recorded an album before. He recorded a bunch of songs and demos and had them on like SoundCloud. And somebody that was a fan of the demos that Claire Obscura was doing in their Discord said, why don't you check out this guy? Because they weren't sure they would have the budget for somebody to make their music. They contacted him and he made like 80 songs.
Wow.
And like he wrote basically everything. And then had the lady that was singing there was the woman who sings on the songs on the game. The only person they didn't have was, I forget his name, you'll probably know him, Ken, the guy that did the singing. He was also doing the Devil May Cry songs and stuff.
Yeah.
He wasn't there.
For the record, the Claire Obscura soundtrack has like 140 something tracks.
Yeah, like basically it's like, what if you took somebody who had never worked on a major project before and asked him if he could do it? He said yes, and then he turned out to be like Uematsu doing Final Fantasy soundtracks, like right off the bat.
Yeah.
So obviously big deal for him. And he was you could see at that opening he was a little nervous. He was playing a solo a little too fast. It's like I was watching.
He was more comfortable playing the solo than he was accepting the award, though.
Yeah, once he got in the zone, I was like, okay, Van Halen, slow it down a little bit. You're speeding up your solo because again, he's not ever played in front of crowds. He's literally a dude that recorded at his home.
Yeah, he's just some schmuck in a basement.
Yeah, which is awesome. So we'll see I hope he gets hired for like other stuff. Like
I hope so. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But anyway,
I mean,
he's obviously going to work with he will be loyal to Sandfall forever now. You know that.
Oh yeah.
But I hope that like not just other indies. I hope that somebody like I don't know, an Ubisoft or somebody pegs him for other projects that are made in France. Like him doing. Think of him doing like a Prince of Persia soundtrack.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, man.
Assassin's Creed too.
Yeah. Like he could totally pull it. Like he has the chops. Anyway, best audio design, Battlefield. I had a feeling it was going to go to that, but it could have gone to anyone because a lot of those games had good sound design.
Really stats category, honestly.
Yeah. It was solid.
VR AR Midnight Walk one, which is the one I picked, but I only picked it because it was the only game I played because it was the only one that I could play that didn't require higher end VR equipment, right?
That's probably why it won.
Because it was the only one that not only could be played on like PSVR 2, but also I think that might be the only one on that list. Don't quote me, but it might be the only one that was still available on like MetaQuest 2, like I have.
Mm-hmm.
And also you could play it completely separately just on PS5. So that's probably why. Best adaptation, Last of Us 2.
No contest.
But it was also most controversial because there was no Sonic 3. Where was Sonic 3?
Yeah, you're right. Minecraft movie, I mean, I don't know who would have even accepted. I guess Jason Momoa
was there, so
yeah.
It would have been Momoa probably accepting it. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Best narrative, Clair Obscur, yes. I know some people were like, oh, you know, there's other heavy hitters here. Not really. And I mean, this is maybe the first time.
Maybe Silent Hill F, but
yeah, that would have been my pick. But
is this the first time that we've seen Kojima at the event, but he didn't present an award or win an award?
Yeah, he was just there hanging out because
he was just there
bonding time.
So I mean, he was nominated for a few categories. He didn't win any. It's not surprising because I think a lot of people forgot the game exists. Even the critics, right? Like,
I know the guys at Giant Bomb are going to be talking about it for their game of the year, obviously. But it kind of just came and went.
Yeah,
and it's also Death Stranding 2. It's a sequel to a game where everyone bought the first one, but were iffy about it.
And it also came out within the time that Clair Obscur was still being like dominating all over social media.
Yeah.
So, best community support, Baldur's Gate 3 makes sense because
no brainer, honestly.
Didn't they put out like a big final last hurrah thing where like they gave you a whole bunch of new character classes and stuff?
Yeah, they did a stupid patch.
Yeah, they added a bunch of subclasses. They also their ongoing support for mods on console and PC is outstanding. The fact that consoles are really seeing real significant support is amazing. And Larian, if there's a problem, okay, yeah, we'll fix it. Cool. Yeah. Like they're outstanding.
We
have more money than God now.
They're the independent studio that made enough that they know from other independent studios' mistakes like CDPR what not to do and what not to promise.
Yep.
Games for Impact, South of Midnight. It could have been anything. Yeah, I get it. It was, basically.
I get why South of Midnight, given the fact that it lost the award I thought it should have won. And
it's also it's the trauma dump category. It's like let's help you work through your issues. The game is basically what wins usually here.
Yeah.
Best multiplayer, Ark. I think we said it could have been that because it was.
I immediately said it because of the zeitgeist, but also a lot of people. It came out probably once voting was closed that it has a bunch of AI shit in it.
Yeah. So,
but isn't that only for some of the reactive voice lines, which isn't so bad?
It's not awful, but it's
not COD. It's not fucking COD.
It didn't need to be there, considering they already had a big enough budget to hire. You could have hired a voice actor for $5,000 to just belt out a bunch of different voices and have it done with. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
So that's probably where the issue comes in. Best independent, Clair Obscur. Best debut. Clair Obscur. It's funny that Jeff never did put a fifth game in to replace Megabonk, which he said he was going to, and he just never did. Probably because it was already clear at that point that nothing else was ever going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Content Creator of the Year, Moist Critical. It makes sense.
Yeah, Charlie was having a good year.
He's a good guy.
It's also one of the few people that I think the general public, just through scrolling through their feeds, would have probably recognized.
Yeah.
if you're outside of the bubble of the other streamers. So, most anticipated game was GTA. Was it ever going to be anything else? Like,
No,
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 it
not
was
even
never.
close.
if GTA had come out this year, you would have had a chance to have
Witcher,
it.
maybe.
It would have been between Witcher and it would have been Wolverine, one of those two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But there was no chance. Like, I mean, Wolverine was my pick, but it's only because like I don't have to be like GTA doesn't have to be anticipated for me because when it happens, it's a force of nature. I'm not anticipating whether it's going to be good or not.
Everyone's going to play it. End
Yep.
Yeah, like,
discussion.
even me, like I don't play those games that much to fool around with. I think I'll probably give it a full try. But yeah, best action adventure, Hollow Knight. It could have been.
this was a packed category too.
So
yeah.
the way action adventure is, I think Silksong deserves that. Because it's more of an adventure game.
With the exploration and the backtracking and all that.
Exactly.
And it was the category that Zelda would win if there had been a Zelda game.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Best role playing, Clair Obscure.
No shit.
It could have been Kingdom Come if they wanted to like.
If they wanted to
enough-
give something to them, yeah.
But it made sense. Best fighting game, the only new fighting
The only
game
actual fighting
only
game
real
that's
choice.
fully out. Yeah.
Yeah, because 2XKO is like still isn't that still beta?
Yes,
It is
But I think it comes out
still
console
beta.
next month.
Yeah, at the end, at probably like mid-January, I think is when the season 0 ends. I forget when season 0 exactly
it was like at least by like the 20th or 26th or something. I think they said the consoles drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and
it makes sense.
I will comment on the announcement of the character because people are pissed.
Because it looks like Storm.
No, because Caitlyn is the lamest fucking choice.
Okay, I have no idea. But yes, to me, this made the most logical sense because there would be people mad if
Mortal
it was-
Kombat won, I
if
would
anything,
fucking
yeah.
murder.
and as cool as Marvel, or sorry, as Capcom collection is, it's
a
not
collection.
yeah, it's not new. Like if Fatal Fury
More
hadn't been out,
significantly enhanced ports, maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like we actually, it's like we had a AAA budget new game. It should be the one that won based on the fact that even if the player base maybe isn't as fervent now, it was like, I remember it reviewed well when it came out, right? So
Yep. I bought it. I mean, if Invincible Versus had come out this year, maybe, or
Yeah.
Marvel Tokon, but
And
yeah,
then-
obviously this was a solid pick.
But next, think about this for next year, dude. We got Tokon, you got Invincible, and you got the Avatar game.
Tokon isn't probably going to be out because it's not a part of Evo.
No, yeah.
So
And-
Tokon's going to be fall.
It was no. If it comes out, it might still come out before the cutoff for next year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it does, you're going to have that plus the Avatar game. There's going to be at least 3 fighting games.
And trust me, I've seen the Avatar game. Oh man, that's got some juice.
It looks
I-
cool.
Yeah. Innovation. Sorry, best action game. Hades 2. That was
Good
either
pick.
going to be
Yes.
Hades 2 or Ninja Gaiden. It was going to be one of the two.
Yep.
Shinobi would have been cool though.
Yeah. But I figured, I think this was, if you were to look at the votes, I'll bet you it was very close between Hades and Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Safe bet though. Safe bet.
Innovation in accessibility was Doom because they made a Doom game Alex could play.
Yep.
And
Fair.
You see the Doom
I
community
still
complaining about
I
it,
still
and it's
think
like,
South of Midnight should have won this.
it was one of those two, honestly. Yeah. But at least Microsoft is now taking accessibility
seriously, yeah.
Even though they cut their accessibility team by like
Shh,
3/4.
Quiet
Yeah.
you. I know. Best family game.
No argument here.
Was also known as the Nintendo Award that Doug Bowser picks up during the pre-show every year, and this
Yep.
was probably the
So
last
he
time
can
he'll be
leave.
seen in public.
So he can leave.
I've
before
had
the
enough
show
of you
even
people.
starts.
This is probably the last thing we'll ever see him in public.
Oh
Unless
yeah,
they,
100%.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
unless they do a Nintendo Direct where he was never
Where
public
he-
facing, so he wouldn't
Yeah.
do that. They'll probably release a blog thing on Nintendo's site where they have a picture of him with a cake of Bowser, saying happy retirement or
like
something.
a goodbye image.
But reality is he's not retiring. He was pushed out because he botched some of the launches of different things and how the marketing, like he wasn't pushy enough to, like Reggie, to get Japan on board with how you need to market to the West. And he was kind of a pushover during that. And look what happened. Almost all of the press around the Switch 2 launch was negative. And that's why he's gone, realistically. And he doesn't want to stick around for another couple of years. And they're looking for a reason to change things up and then tell their shareholders, well, we fixed the problem by changing management, even though they're the ones that were in charge of everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, best sim strategy game, Final Fantasy Tactics. I actually don't agree with this. As much as I really liked it, and I do say it's a great game, I think this is another category where it should be a brand new game like Civ.
Yeah, that's where I thought it was going to be, actually.
Like, I don't think that remasters that aren't substantial, complete, like reimagining, like, fully from the ground up, completely new, should be there. I don't think that remasters or enhanced remasters should be in the category. And that's why I've said I think there should be a separate category just for that. But that's not to say that it's not a great game and it deserves an award. It does. It's a great game. But yeah, best sports, Mario Kart World. That shouldn't have won.
Bullshit.
That was if you heard them when they're barely any cheers until after it won, and then Doug Bowser or whoever was still there stared at the crowd and made them clap. It should have been Sonic.
It should have been.
Yeah,
Sonic.
that's kind of what I was figuring too.
But whatever. Esports game, Counter-Strike 2.
That surprises me, only because League pours so much stupid money in the tournaments, and I feel like unless you're in a very specific esports niche, Counter-Strike is it's for like old super hardcore players, but
not
League,
necessarily, man.
Is 2 actually attracting young players?
2 is my brother watches Counter-Strike tournament stuff.
Okay, because like I told Ken Mike when we were recording for the pre-show thing or for the predictions that like I'm from the era when you had to mod your game to make it into Counter-Strike.
Yeah,
that's what I played.
That.
Like the pre-Steam, pre-source, pre all that. Where literally it's like, hey, download these packs that take forever to download, and then copy them over, and now you have your own modded game that turned out to be Counter. Like that's how we did like Blue Shift and all that stuff back in the day.
Yep.
So like that's from when I was playing. I haven't played Counter-Strike in like 20 some odd years or more. But yeah, I mean, cool. Esports athlete Chovy. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, no idea.
Congrats to them. Best esports team Vitality, which is Counter-Strike, which makes sense. It goes hand in hand with the esports game.
Yeah.
Player's Voice, also known as the Chinese government unblocks the firewall so that everybody can vote and then they lock them up again. Category, because every year
this was a fucking bot.
Every year, it's a flood of players from China that vote every year, and they don't normally have access to the wide web. It has come out in past years that they will actually unblock certain sites to let them vote, and then block it up because they view this award as a marketing wing.
Yeah.
So it was almost guaranteed that this was either going to be Clair Obscur if it was considered, normal people voting.
If people were loud enough.
Yeah. But it's always the Chinese gacha game to lose, essentially.
If they stopped putting the Chinese gacha game in the freaking category, maybe we stop having to give it to them.
Yeah. But whatever. It doesn't really matter. Best game direction, Clair Obscur. This could have been the one that could have gone to Kojima or somebody else.
It could have gone to Kojima.
It could have even gone to Yote because it's about the cohesive direction. And there were moments in Clair Obscur where a few moments here and there where the inexperience of the leadership team to do the direction of it was more apparent, where like in many moments it feels like a AAA game, and then there's moments where you're like, oh, okay, I can see where
you see the seams.
Yeah, where you're like, okay, this could have been tightened up, or this shot, or how they presented it, or the pacing was a little tiny, but it's very minute.
It will make Sandfall's next game look fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, Holy shit.
So I could see why this won, but obviously I could have seen that one go to something else. Game of the year.
Yeah.
If it had gone to anything else, you would have had audible gasps.
Oh yeah.
So obviously Clair Obscur. I
This
mean,
is probably one of the harshest sweeps. that
Like
the Game
won
Awards
every
has ever
category
had.
but one,
Uh,
which was player's voice.
It also lost the sound one.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. I thought it had.
I think it was nominated for 12 and it won 9.
I heard
Yeah.
10, but I'm not sure.
I think it was also up for, where was it? It was something. Yeah, it won. It basically lost a couple. But yeah,
I think it was in the category of audio design.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the other one. Was the audio design one, which I don't think it should have won because I
No.
did have occasional issues with the sound balancing where like the music was too loud,
Yeah,
or the voices were too
definitely.
quiet, that
Oh
sort
my
of stuff,
gosh.
and it was not as easy to dial in as I would have liked. But
Yeah.
that's where you have issues with not the budget. It goes back into the production and the game direction where there may be a little off on figuring those things out. But anyway, they won, and what did they do? They went up and announced that free patch they talked about was going to drop right then. And now there's a photo mode, which I say for you, Michael. There's a
cool.
photo mode, a new DLC island with new enemies and stuff that's completely new. So basically, like a free small expansion, some extra super hard bosses. They added several more languages to the game. It's got like 16 languages or 19, whatever it is. Basically,
Stupid amount of language.
Every language for every country that has Steam can basically play it.
Yeah.
So they did all that stuff, and that's free. And that's another thing. It's like, okay, Larian doing free stuff, Sandfall doing free stuff. Maybe we're gonna see more of that shit from these like medium budget studios doing that stuff.
Honestly,
yeah.
the next thing to expect from Sandfall is to see if they can get it on Switch 2.
Oh, that's probably gonna, at this point. Seeing all of this, whomever is at Nintendo is going to say, hey, can we get something? And can we, not like they would put like a Nintendo character in it. They might do like a little jokey thing, but I could see them getting it. It'll probably be a key card unless they are adamant about doing a full version that doesn't require a key card. But I could see them putting a couple stickers in it or whatever, having a Switch 2 edition, something or other. They could totally do that. We'll see what their next game is going to be. Because now you're going to see people willing to do angel investments for funding projects for them, probably more. Not that they need it with the money that they're probably getting on the back end, but they're going to have, if anything, it's going to help them with their publisher, like to get better international distribution deals, so that when their next game comes out, you don't have to wait 7 or 8 months for a physical edition to come out.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was the winners. Celebrity wise, as we mentioned, they had a few performances. Evanescence, which we looked up, and I forgot that Amy Lee was like 19 when that first album came out, so she's still pretty young.
Yeah,
she's only in her
still
early
sounds
40s.
great.
I'm literally thinking of because they're playing one of the big venues here in Jersey in June, and I'm thinking, I might.
I mean,
I'd go. That'd be freaking amazing.
Yeah. I looked up. She's same age as you, Mike. Like she's still quite
44.
young.
Wow.
Yeah, she was like very young when that first album dropped.
Oh,
she still has she's one of the best vocalists in rock music. Period.
And as she ages, like I say ages, that sounds bad, but you know what I mean. As she's getting older and maturing, she's reminding me of I forget the singer from Heart. Where like she's in her 50s, 60s, she still had the pipes all the way through, and she still does. She can still sing.
I would say it's between her and Pink as some of the best
who could still go.
vocalists.
That their voices haven't aged really at all. So that they did a performance that was for what was it? Was it for the
Devil May Cry.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. The only good thing about that Devil May Cry show was the Evanescence song.
When we were watching here, my brother and Matt go, "Oh, that's for that show that nobody likes."
Yes.
I didn't even know nobody liked it.
Who did the voice of Dante?
It's Virgil fucking fan fiction, is what it is.
Oh well, tell me how you really feel.
And again, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. I was like, "Oh, this music's pretty good." So had them. Obviously, they had the performance at the beginning for the people for Clair Obscur. Lenny Kravitz is the main bad guy in the 007 game.
What the? He's a henchman at best.
Oh no, come on. Lenny Kravitz has enough charisma to be the main baddie.
You need to be like over the top. He's not he has a good look. He can look cool and smarmy and sexy. He doesn't have like
menace.
Yeah, I don't get that from him, but we'll wait and see how it turns up in the game.
I mean, like when I was like, oh cool, I like Lenny Kravitz. I think he's an actually decent actor when he gets good stuff.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, he's got the presence. I did laugh that he comes out with the shirt that looks like the tattoos from the game, wearing it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of fun. But like you had him,
dude's in his 60s. He ain't gonna go shirtless.
Hey, his last album that came out a few years ago. I saw a music video when I was scrolling through, and you see like a fair bit in there that you wouldn't necessarily expect. It's a very European music video, I'll say that. But when they announced that like a father-son acting duo, I was like, oh god, please don't be Will Smith. And it wasn't. It was Jeffrey Wright and
I didn't even realize his son was playing the young version of him.
Yeah, neither did I. Like, all right, cool.
When he showed up, I was like, I couldn't pinpoint it. I was like, oh, it's Peoples from the Shaft movie with Samuel L. Jackson.
See, I knew him as the Watcher
seriously,
from Marvel.
Yeah, but like once Dispatch hits consoles, which will probably be next year, highly recommend.
Okay, definitely then, man. I'm trying to think. There was like J.J. Abrams showed up, and he's the size of an elf. I didn't realize how short he was.
Oh yeah, he's a short motherfucker.
Short king himself there.
He showed up, show off a game that I don't think we're interested in.
That's the one where it was like the Left 4 Dead guy, right? Where you have to.
Yeah, it's another Left 4 Dead like.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead meets roguelite. Like, ugh.
Stop with the Left 4 Dead likes. Nothing is going to beat Left 4 Dead. Period.
It's 10 years too late.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think if there were others. Oh yeah, everybody from the Street Fighter movie showed up.
Yes.
That was unexpected. I didn't
expect the entire cast to show up.
Yeah,
Roman Reigns and blah 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 blah. Well, I guess
and Cody Rhodes.
50 Cent didn't show up because he's trolling Diddy so much on TV, so he wasn't available.
Well, because he's got the number one thing. He's got the number one movie on Netflix right now with the documentary. Just the biggest middle finger. He's having the time of his goddamn life.
Never mess with a literally a self-made billionaire that is willing to take 8 shots.
Yeah.
You don't remind me not to piss him off. Get on Fiddy's good side.
Yeah, exactly.
So petty that when he goes to promote the documentary movie, he purposely picks a specific affiliate because he knew that ABC affiliate was one of the few channels that could be broadcast in the prison where Diddy was.
Yeah,
exactly.
That made me laugh.
It's so petty. It's amazing.
Oh, it's so... I love it. I love it.
This beats when he was like trolling Floyd Mayweather with the ice bucket challenge, and he's like, I'll donate $50,000 to any charity of your choosing if you can read 3 paragraphs from any Harry Potter book. because Floyd, notoriously, the rumor was that he was illiterate because he chose not to learn so he could just be a fighter.
Okay, fucking Ryu, fuck off.
Yeah. So anyway, so that off with that, like that was weird. Mila Jovovich was 100% drunk. You could see
she was very.
There were a couple of people on stage that were clearly drunk.
I almost screamed because she's like, and the nominees are, and she opened it up like she was going to read the winner, and I was like, oh, don't. She was having a good time though. They were all having a good time. Other celebrities, I can't think of anything. There wasn't like big. David Harbour showed up.
There was the guy, Tommy from The Last of Us, so Gabriel Luna, and to put him on the pre-show for less than 30 seconds, that felt a little bit slap in the facey. That I didn't like.
Well, and David Harbour's there to show off
Total War.
Total War.
Total War. they are finally doing Warhammer 40K, which is what everyone's been waiting for.
And we were chatting here in locally, like, how come Superman wasn't there? And my response immediately was because they didn't tell him. Because if they did, he would have accidentally spoiled it like months ago.
Yeah.
If he was told that there was going to be a Warhammer 40K Total War game coming out, you think he would have been able to hide that shit?
Yeah, Henry Cavill would have fucking said something for sure.
He would have said something or shown up there, and they would have been like, "Stop! You're supposed to be working on the show."
No,
I mean, it's also really cool, but like, it's really cool in the last couple, like, all the Warhammer major announcements this year have been, we've gotten fans to actually do this shit now. Because we got Henry, David Harbour, who's a huge fan, Alana Pierce is a character in Bolt Gun 2, like,
and they're not doing the thing that they did for like the last 15 years, which was shotgun blast like 30 companies making 30 different low budget games all at the same time.
Yeah.
There's like 5 good productions all in rotation right now.
Yeah.
Which is the smart way to do it for a property like that. But yeah, I can't. Could you think of any other major celebrities that showed up off the top of your head? I can't. I don't think. I mean, the Muppets were there.
Apart from Raul, who was showing off.
Yeah, he's showing off his game. Like, I don't think that he didn't go all out with the Hollywood people as much this time.
I mean, Raul is not that kind of guy.
Well, I think maybe he's learned his lesson from not having Al Pacino accidentally show everybody that he's got Alzheimer's on stage.
Yeah.
Like, and since then he's only had like 1 TV appearance at all in the last 2 years. So it's like, maybe it wasn't the best idea to have him out there. And I think last year was Harrison Ford. So there wasn't like that level of celebrity this time, which is probably smart. Like, you have the right people for the right stuff, right? I was thinking if they could have had anybody else, I thought maybe they would have had McConaughey out again, but nah. I think the reason we didn't see that many like big people is, again, Microsoft wasn't there showing off a AAA title. Sony wasn't there showing off a brand new AAA title, and Nintendo doesn't really do this. But you know what I mean? Like, there wasn't like big huge shit being shown there outside of a few big independent stuff. So I guess we can sort of move on, right? So, new game announcements. I'll preface this by saying this isn't every new announcement. This is every new announcement that we personally care about, and fuck everything else.
I have a couple of additions.
Yeah, the only one I don't see on your list here that I want to mention is, I think it's called Mech Audio, or Audio Mech, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And it's done by the same guys who did Audio Surf. That caught my attention, where you can use your music even integrated with streaming services.
Yeah,
like there's treble bombs and all that shit.
I figured one of you guys would mention that, but I didn't include that. And obviously, we'll preface it by saying we don't include, for the most part, unless it's something really outstanding, we don't include gacha games. We don't include mobile games. We don't include Ho Ho Yo Yo Ma
Hoyoverse stuff. Yeah.
We don't include that stuff. We don't include crypto games, or not that there's really much of that anymore, but we don't include crypto stuff, and we don't include AI games that are just pure AI, which, again, I don't think he'd put any of that on this time. But
oh, hell no. Jeff would get slaughtered if he did that.
He can take the money from somebody else instead. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So
he'd rather take the money from someone else.
And we'll sort of, I'll briefly go down the list I had. And obviously, guys, interject with your stuff. This is in not really any particular order except for a couple at the end, but like, it's the order of things that surprised me. But I had mentioned previously that I was wondering if we were finally going to see a new Ace Combat, or if they had shut that down, that franchise. Because that, outside of Tekken, I don't think Namco Bandai has an internal AAA game. Like, it's, you could sort of count the Tales franchise, but that's never at this kind of budget. Like,
yeah,
Ace Combat
is their franchise.
Yeah, it's where they show off their next gen graphics engine. Like, as much as we love, like, Capcom has the RE, Capcom has the RE engine where they showcase like RE9 is like, here's where the newest of our engine is going. that's generally what Ace Combat had been for the last 20 years with Namco. It's like, here's what we're doing with our graphic tech, and
also
you can see it.
like the story sounds interesting. It's like you're trying to pretend to be some dude that died.
Yeah, like there's like a legit like outside of the cockpit stuff going on. Like there's a real budget here, and their characters look great. Let's be honest, like Ace Combat 7 still looks good. Like what is it? 10 years on?
Yeah, that game looks amazing.
So Ace Combat 8 Wings of Thieve.
Yeah.
That looks kind of neat. Bradley the Badger.
That looks neat, if weird.
Evan,
I'm like
Evan
that.
Peters is Conquer, essentially.
Yeah, basically.
I got a kick out of it when it said Badgerborn at the beginning. I was like, oh my god. And then all the little spoofs.
But just going to I do want to point this out. You didn't have it. Just going back to RE Engine and Capcom. Pragmata got an actual date.
Dated, that surprised me. And a Switch 2 port.
And it's coming to Switch 2. Obviously, the RE Engine runs like immaculately on Switch 2, and they're so surprised or something.
And it isn't also the PC demos out today, and then the
PC demos out as of today, and the rest of the consoles should be eventually.
I didn't put that here because I think I had this category as new game announcements, but yeah. So that is a big deal. So that's a good thing that you reminded everybody about that. But yeah, Bradley the Badger, that looks like it's going to be fun.
Oh yeah, easily.
I just about had an aneurysm watching the Control 2 trailer for Control Resonant.
Yeah.
I was sitting here going, and my brother's on my left. He's like, "So what's the game about?" And I went, you
malfunctioned.
And I was like, and then on the couch to the right of me was Matt, and he goes, "Yeah, what is it about?" I'm like, it's not that I don't want to tell you. Do you have an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Because
it's
so
the
how
next.
I explained it was, I said, when you watch Doom Patrol and they had the Bureau of Normalcy.
Yeah.
Like it's the Bureau of Normalcy plus the X-Files meets Norse mythology.
And add a little bit of
Fringe sort of thing, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fringe, yeah.
And a little bit of like Warehouse 13, the TV show.
Yeah.
It's like all that rolled into one. And then as the trailer's going on, I'm like, okay. I'm like, wait, you're playing as the brother? And it's an action game now? Like Devil May Cry?
Like a Devil May Cry action game? Yeah.
And I went, and I'm like, but wait a minute, I thought that the not Alan Wake, I thought that the Max Payne game was coming first. That was the reboot of the original 2 Max Payne games, where they're apparently going to be tying it more directly into this expanded universe. So apparently, nope. Apparently, Control 2's been like almost done.
Yeah,
it's coming out. I think they said summertime. I think is the goal, is end of summer, something like that. Is they didn't
maybe
give an exact
fall,
date.
I think
they're going to want to avoid Grand Theft Auto. So I'm
thinking, that's true.
Well,
like maybe an August or September release.
There are a couple of games that were announced that said 2027. I'm like, you are avoiding GTA 6. You wanted to come out fall next year, but you pushed it.
Yeah,
maybe
my guess is it'll be. Yeah.
Control is weird enough and different enough. The audience is different enough that I think it can withstand being around at the same time. Coven of the Chicken Foot.
Yeah, that looked
that
weird
looks cool
and interesting.
Baba Yaga the game.
Yeah, Baba Yaga and her golem.
Yep, that's pretty much it. Divinity. So it was that the statue with the
effigy or whatever.
Yeah, it ended up being for Divinity, which is both a soft relaunch in that it's introducing the vast majority of the new fans that were brought to Larian through Baldur's Gate 3 to the world, but it is technically in the same universe as the previous 5 games. I think they did 5 or 6.
Yeah.
The first few Divinities are like early 2000s era, like top-down Diablo likes from that. That's the best way to describe them from that era.
Yep.
And then where Larian got their fame was when they switched to being halfway between that and a turn-based JRPG with Original Sin 1 and 2, because those also hit consoles.
Yeah, those are
And
CRPG. Those are
and
pure CRPGs. Yeah.
Yeah, and they like they have the option to like literally like take your turn. They're like a hybrid between Final Fantasy and like Diablo. And that's why they did well, and then they got that license for Baldur's Gate, and now they're giant. That is one of the coolest and also grossest trailers I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Random orgy, and then a guy burning alive. And
I mean, it's
A little girl
it's
screaming and giggling with laughter as a man burns and his flesh is ripped from his body.
the video's age restricted on YouTube, if that makes any sense.
yeah.
Shocking no one.
And then I saw a bunch of comments pop up. It's like, well, I can see why they did Best Family Game in the pre-show, so Doug Bowser could nope out and not be associated with this. Because it's just like, oh, and also that was cool where they were mixing like high wire, like real people effects with these games.
Yeah, that was like, what the fuck is going on?
They had that with the control stuff as well, and it's like Jeff's getting his money's worth from this.
Exactly,
because that shit's expensive.
Whatever Amazon paid for advertising it and putting it on, because I'll tell you, Jeff didn't go to Amazon to have this on here. This was Amazon coming to him to get it on their platform.
100%.
It was just a cinematic thing. We're probably a couple of years away from seeing really what it's like. So we'll see what the gameplay is like. But it's very clear they're not being restricted by some publishers saying
anything.
No, you can't do that.
Anything. They have all the money they could possibly want.
Yeah.
They have Baldur's Gate money, and I believe the production of their game was paid for by the early access people first, basically.
Yes.
And then they sold like 10 million or more copies after all their expenses were done.
Yeah, and like Divinity will also probably go into early access at some point, and they'll do the same kind of spiel.
Yeah,
exactly. And I think at this point you can trust that their quality of work is going to be there.
Yeah, no doubt.
What's wild is when they said that they've admitted that the game is going to be larger than Baldur's Gate 3. Okay,
which is stupid.
Baldur's Gate 3 chapters 1 and 2, or Act 1 and 2, are the length of a normal good RPG. And then Act 3 is bigger than the first two combined. And you're like, what?
That
and
game
people
is
are
going
still
to
finding shit today.
And they they admitted it was like 72 hours of voiced recorded lines in that game.
Yeah.
And they're saying there's going to be more in this new one. It's like, what is happening? Okay, Alex will be in his 40s, and I'll be like, you guys will have to contact me and be like, Alex, make sure you sleep, because otherwise I'm going to be playing for like 6 days straight, and I'll just die.
Like an 800. The game's going to be like an 800-hour RPG.
Yeah,
and that's not a completionist run.
Yeah, realistically, it's probably going to be 150 hours to beat for most people if that's what they're going to do. But anyway, Gang of Dragon. I was like, first we were like watching. I'm like, okay, so is it Shenmue 4?
No.
And then it's like no, and then I'm like, wait a minute.
When I saw Nagoshi, I was like, oh, this is Nagoshi's Tencent money.
I didn't recognize his name because I wasn't as big into it. But then I was like, oh, wait a minute. Is this the guy that left when they decided to switch to JRPG style on the Like a Dragon games? He was the guy that did the action games all the way through 6, right?
Yes, Nagoshi was the head of RGG. He left because Tencent dumped a truck ton of money at him.
And that was right when they decided to pivot the whole franchise to being mainly turn-based.
Yes.
I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, wait a minute. So this is like, what if Sega had tripled the budget to make the characters look like at the level of like Western facial animations in games?
And you got Benedict Wong as the main
it's
guy.
Not him. That's
I'm
not
pretty
him.
sure
it's not him.
I'm pretty sure
it's a South Korean actor. I looked him up. He's from something else. if your listeners,
He sounded like Benedict Wong.
It sounds like him, but that face is exactly. It's a South Korean actor from something else.
Okay.
Everybody online was like, "It's Benedict Wong." It's like, and then it looked up. It's like, it's not. It's a guy who looks a lot like him, but it's not.
Cool.
Yeah. So
I mean, it looks dope. It looks like
we're gonna get.
What if Kiryu was more of a heavy set dude?
Yeah, and
I thought it was the guy from Hard Boiled, but I realized that it's not.
No,
no, that's not.
It's not Chai
Definitely
Fat.
not Chai.
And he's
Fat.
But a lot of people are like, wait a minute, is it like GTA? That's yet to be seen, because the fact that they're showing him driving a car, is that just going to be a cutscene, or is it literally them going to be trying to make their own GTA, but in Japan?
Kind of like Sleeping Dog sort of thing.
Yeah, like what is it?
Yeah, very. It feels very Sleeping Dogs-esque.
Yeah,
that's what I thought it was. I'm like, is this a new Sleeping Dogs?
Sleeping Dogs or Sleeping Dogs, Stranglehold, that sort of stuff. Like we'll see how it goes. No Law.
I thought this was like, if this is the game that I think it is, this one that gave me very much Dying Light vibes. If this is what I think
this
it
was
is.
The one where I believe you have the ability to kick people, but it comes like straight out of the middle of your chest. It looks like a 90s.
Yeah, so very Dying Light. Very Dying Light.
A little European, Euro janky looking, but there's also like mechs in it that I think to me it looked like
it's from the guys that did the Ascent.
Oh, okay. Because to me, I was getting like, is it Titanfall meets Cyberpunk meets something else?
Yeah, basically.
So yeah, that looked kind of neat. Orbitals. This was the only Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive game shown at the show.
Yeah.
This was the it's like you're playing through what's it, the
1980 style anime.
Like is it Leiji?
Like the
guy that did Galaxy Express.
Yeah. It's Galaxy. It's like Galaxy Express / Dirty Pair.
Mixed with like Daft Punk's Interstellar, whatever, the music video, and it's like It Takes Two player co-op, and I was like, that looks fucking sweet. So
it looks very nice.
And then Out of Words, another co-op game, all with like physical stop motion puppets. I was like, okay,
that looks fucking sick.
Now,
the only thing that sucks is it's Epic exclusive on PC.
Yeah, this feels like something where sometimes you have to take the money to get that risky project made, because Epic is willing to give you a medium budget to really do anything for exclusivity right now. So this is a case where I don't feel bad.
I'm not sad, but like I'm just pointing it out. It's Epic exclusive, at least for 6 months or something.
And you know this will come to Switch, so it'll be fine.
It'll get ported.
It's already coming to Switch too.
Exactly.
They've already said that.
Stupid Never Dies. This was in the pre-show. This was
the one thing from the pre-show where I was like, yes, this looks dope.
I was watching it and I was like, is that what Tango's doing now that they're independent? Like, it looked like Hi-Fi Rush 2, but it wasn't. It's similar style. This was the one, Mike,
it's a bunch of it's a bunch of ex-Capcom people.
Ex-Capcom people making a game with pop punk music and zombie fighting.
It kind of felt like Lollipop Chainsaw, but a little goofier, if that makes any sense.
I figured you'd like it because of the music.
Yeah. And very anime opening theme vibes. I'm like, all right, I'm curious.
So keep an eye on that one for sure. And there's obviously more. These are just highlights that I thought we would all sort of agree on. I know I've been constantly talking about Exodus, but they finally showed off more. I watched it.
And we get a date.
I watched it, and then when he said 2027, I went, oh, a whole year?
No. The Exodus 100% got pushed because of GTA.
I had a feeling it was an October release, and then it got pushed.
Yeah, I guarantee you it got pushed.
Yeah.
Because
I'm still not impressed.
So this is made by 90% of the BioWare team, basically.
All the good BioWare people.
The director of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2.
Yes.
He also was the director of not KOTOR 1. He was the art director on KOTOR.
It's basically Gen 1 BioWare.
Yeah.
All the Gen 1 BioWare people.
Most of the people that were worked on the first 3 Dragon Age games, the KOTOR games, Jade Empire, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, and the vast majority of the people that worked on the Old Republic MMO. And a couple people from Anthem, but not the people that made the bad decisions. Like the other people, like the art people.
All the tech guys.
Yeah. And they are the ones that moved to work for Wizards of the Coast because they were like, Wizards is like, we need a sci-fi
Starfinder.
Yeah, we need a sci-fi, and so like they did this. Apparently, we should contact them. Like they have an RPG, like a tabletop book that they're working.
Yeah. I mean, from what I've
that's their whole
seen,
point.
I'm curious. I'm not impressed yet.
Yeah,
but it takes a lot to impress me when it comes to this sort of a space.
And this is the time dilation game, right? Where so your companions, you choose wisely, because when you go out on a mission, you can come back and 10 or 15 years have gone by and your companion could be aged out or die or do all these things. Very interesting ideas, really good writers. There is a novelization that's a prequel to it. It's already out. I checked with Aaron. He knows the writer of the writer of the novel and has bought multiples of that guy's books because he said he's actually a really good modern hard sci-fi writer. So like they have a very solid base, and we'll have to see how it goes. I was hoping to see more gameplay or get a demo, but if we're talking a year away now,
they're getting there.
Yeah,
it's going to be early 2027.
I hope
you'll see something at Summer
Game
Fest.
Yes.
I have a prediction that at the next Game Awards we'll have the date.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll
for sure.
Yeah. If not already announced the date by next Game Awards.
Very true. Like it might be a January or February release depending on how they want it. But right after that, as part of it, there were 3 or 4 studios that were spun up by Wizards. One of them we already saw the game from, the one D&D game that wasn't great but launched during the pandemic, so it wasn't really their fault. I forget what that one was called. It was the dungeon crawling one that they did. That was like a relaunch of like the series from like the 2000s.
Yeah.
And then they and then they had another one that's making something else. I forget if they announced what that game was. And then there was Archetype that's making, all the old former BioWare people. And then there was a third AAA studio that was announced but had never shown anything. Well, they finally showed it. That's when Trisha Helfer came out and they're doing a single player action RPG in the D&D world called Warlock.
Yeah, I've got some thoughts on this. So obviously I'm the D&D guy here.
Yeah.
Been working with Wizards, reviewing all their products since pretty much 2014. I did notice a few things in the trailer. They paid a lot of money to get Tool in the trailer, and I was like, that's interesting. Okay. And when they mentioned Warlock, that is a very specific character class. So depending on where I have a feeling this is going to deal with a lot of Planescape stuff. That's the vibe I'm getting. And the character, I think, might be a Pact of the Blade or a Hexblade Warlock. If the trailer is giving me the vibes I think it is, in which case, okay, I get that. Interesting. What world are you tied to? What story are you going to tell? Action RPG, single player. You've got my attention, sir. Now don't fuck it up. Because Wizards is really pushing the Greyhawk setting, which is their default for the 2024 rules. But I can openly say the 2024 rules have not been greatly received, and Wizards is going in
issues.
Yeah, so they're going in on making this, if they're smart, they'll set this in the Forgotten Realms or Planescape, which allows them the capacity to jump between, we're going to go to Greyhawk, we're going to go to Faerun or Dark Sun or whatever. They're going to rely on something like that. If it's what I think it is, interesting. So I want to see gameplay next summer is what they're saying, but
we'll
cautiously optimistic.
We will see it at Summer Games Fest.
Yeah, they said they said gameplay showed up. And at first I was like, is it going to be another gotcha? I was like, wait a minute, no. They would not hire Trisha Helfer to come out and be the star for it to not be a single player, big budget AAA action game.
Yeah.
It would be really interesting if she plays like the Lady of Pain or something, which I doubt because I don't think the Lady of Pain talks.
Because she said, "I'm the main protagonist."
Oh, okay. In that case,
Yeah, so she's
interesting.
doing.
That's what got me. Is okay, so she's not just because like the last big project she was on was she was hired as like the new voice actress for Kerrigan in StarCraft. Edie and in StarCraft 2 she was Kerrigan.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot
because they recast when they wanted to get like celebrities to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like she hasn't done a game in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty big deal. And two Tomb Raider games were announced.
Yeah. The remake of 1 surprised me.
The remake of 1 for the 30th anniversary, and both are in different art styles too. So it is different studios. Flying Wild Hog is working on the remake. You might know them as the Shadow Warrior dev that makes those games.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
So they made that. Did they also do the Serious Sam remake or sequel?
I think so.
I think they did one of the Serious Sams.
But probably best well known for the 3 Shadow Warrior games. So like they know how to make fun, and I guess they're like the main support studio working on it with, and it's like, you know what? Sure, it looks good. Might actually make me want to play it because I can't stand tank controls. And the new one looks, and they're smart. They announced 2 games, one for next year and one for the year after. So 30th anniversary, here's a remake, they said a reimagining, I think they said. So it's a full reimagining, so the controls are going to be like modern controls and everything. That out, and then a year later, the new game in the series. That's a smart way to do it. And these will be the first games outside of New World, the MMO, that Amazon has actually put out. Like they actually completed and released to retail.
I mean, technically speaking, First Light is because they own Bond.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Under the
technically,
but
specifically them
Amazon Games as a publisher.
Yes.
So that'll be a pretty big deal. This one got my blood pumping, and specifically,
I was genuinely like, holy shit, that we getting a new pod racing game?
Yes.
Well, it takes place at a weird point in the timeline too.
Yeah, like it takes place post collapse of the Empire.
But
like the fact that there's a track on Jakku, I'm thinking interesting because Disney seems to be wanting to erase that, but if you said it before The Force Awakens, nobody cares. You said it afterwards, we care and we don't like you.
Star Wars Galactic Racers, as we said, but the big deal here is when Criterion was fully absorbed and they were told no more Burnout games, you must only work on Need for Speed now, a sizable chunk of the former devs that made all the Burnout games left. And this is their big project. So we're going to have like crazy explosions, lots of like cool camera angles and stuff.
I like the idea of that kind of team working on a pod racing game. Yes.
And it's just budget, a big budget arcade racer.
Yeah.
We haven't honestly, big budget arcade racer. Has it been since Burnout Paradise? Since we had something that you could consider to be a AAA arcade racer that isn't Forza Horizon?
Nope.
That's it, right? Like, so this will be sweet. And then it was early in the show, but I put it here because I figured we'd want to talk about it near the end here. And that is Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic. And before we start, it is not a rebranding of KOTOR 3. That's still being developed in that original KOTOR style.
This is completely different.
This is not that style of game. This is going to be basically Mass Effect Star Wars, in that it is a action RPG. So not a turn-based or top-down view KOTOR style action RPG, big huge budget, directed by Casey Hudson, the director of KOTOR 1 and the Mass Effect trilogy.
Yep.
When I saw this, I was like, Mike's going to cream his pants.
See, I saw this and I was thinking, when I saw the hand on the control stick, I'm thinking, is this fucking Mass Effect? And then it pans out. Okay, I don't think so.
As
But when
soon
they
as I
hit the
saw this,
Atmo, I heard the music. Yep, and then I saw the engine design. Yep, that's Star Wars. I recognize the engine.
And then
Yeah,
the icing on the cake at the end when it's like a game directed by Casey Hudson, I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
because there was talk. Casey was at one point back working on Mass Effect 5, and then at one point, basically brushed his hands and went, I'm gone. And they're like, why would you go and leave again? And then we heard nothing because it sounds
He's
like
cooking elsewhere.
It sounds
because Disney was saying, hey, here's Star Wars.
Disney said, hey,
You want some of that real money?
Disney said, hey, by the way, would you like to spin up your own team? And it's a brand new dev team. And it's like, oh, so we got Casey working on Star Wars, KOTOR. We've got the rest of the BioWare team. Like, there were a few people that tried to do their own things, and we played them, and they weren't great. But the vast core outside of Casey Hudson are working at doing Exodus. Like, at this point, I'm like, Mass Effect better be a hit, because if not, I'm not going to feel quite as bad anymore if it's not a hit. Because if we've got these coming, and if they are good, then I'll feel sad for the franchise not being there. But like, at least we're not waiting like years and years and years and not knowing anymore. These studios are making some cool shit. Nothing else really revealed yet, but just when I saw it,
again, the thing, they dated it 2027. Whenever.
Yeah, exactly. And then the final thing here was we're watching, and we were teasing my buddy Matt here. We're like, oh look, there's a door. It's got to be Mega Man. It's going to be Mega Man. It looks like Mega Man. He's like, shut up, it's not. And then I was like, don't you hear the music? Because they were very slow.
That got me.
And he's like, no. He goes, what? I'm like, and then they open the door, and he goes, he sees like the code name on the door when it's unlocking. He goes, oh my god, it is Mega. And dude screamed. I thought he was going to wake the neighbors.
Oh yeah, but like, what really? So if you go back and watch, you couldn't see it on the broadcast itself, but the trailer itself has all the dates for the Mega Man games in that hallway.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
So you couldn't see it in the broadcast of Game Awards, but it's there.
So Mega Man Dual Override, aka Mega Man 12, bigger budget than before, but still lower budget. So hopefully they'll keep it at like the $40 price point.
We're probably going to play as Proto Man.
That was a talk that we had.
Oh, you'll get Mega Man, you'll get Proto Man, you'll get Bass, you might even get Treble. I think that'd be awesome. Actually, the play as Rush and Treble would be awesome.
The talk we had back and forth was, are they finally going to bite the bullet and do a dual mode where you have X in the same timeline?
That would be fun. If this was the lead up to
insane.
X, yep.
Because they were
Game of the Year right there.
Because we had a whole discussion about how they're very against doing that. There's been like, for whatever reason, they've never mixed them. They've never talked like, and I said like, when I said Dual Override, I said, Matt, do you think this is going to be like their Sonic Generations? He's like, no. And then he goes, and he pauses and he goes, I don't think so. And I was like,
shit.
Maybe. If they're going to want to ask more money than like a $40 price tag, they've got to show more than just a 2D looking game from 15 years ago, because it still looks like a 2D game that could have been out 15 years ago. So what's the hook? Is the hook going to be that there's going to be like 3D sections, like the way that they revealed it by opening the doors? Like, is there going to be stuff like goes into a 3D plane? Are we getting like a Legends sort of thing? No, it looks pretty straightforward right now, but they're very smart to not show much yet. If what we see is basically what the whole game is, they can't ask more than $40.
Yeah.
But if they announce that it's going to be a full price game, there's going to be a lot more to do with this game, I think, than what they're and I would now, because of this, I wouldn't put it past them to do. I know that they only do like the legacy collections if they have like enough in a series. I could see them doing a one-off thing where it's like all the rest. Like, we didn't get Legends 1 or 2 Trombone. We haven't had X Command Mission. We haven't had a few of the rando system ones. And by
Mega
the
Man
time
Soccer.
Yeah, soccer and that's and I think like I don't think that I guess they didn't make the Game Gear one. That was actually third party.
Yeah.
But like
the Wily Wars one, is that?
No, there was a Mega Man 1 remake on Game Gear.
on Game
Oh,
Gear. Yeah.
right. Okay. And then there was the Mega Man X remake and Mega Man Powered Up
Yeah.
on the PSP. Yeah.
So I don't think they'll include the Game Gear one because I think that was like US Gold or somebody that did it. But I could see like Legends 1, 2, Mega Man 64 coming out, X Command Mission, Trombone, and the 2 PSP games, and that would be enough for one more collection to come out in between when this does.
Yeah. Another thing that wasn't on our list, but I want to point out is Invincible versus
Yes!
One got dated.
Yep.
2 announced an original character for
Elemental.
the game.
Yep. And
Yeah.
Rexplode.
I mean, Rex, we already kind of knew Rex.
Yeah.
Was
When I saw Elemental, I was like, Storm? Is it just Storm?
basically
Yeah. Storm,
Cool.
but more brutal.
Storm, but would literally kill your ass.
Yeah.
So I mean that's
But
cool.
but it's coming out in April, at the end of April, which makes sense because it was announced as a game for Evo. There's 12 games for Evo this year, which is
Jesus.
fucking insane.
So
And no Mortal Kombat.
And no Mortal Kombat whatsoever.
So what is it like Tekken?
So it's
2KXO.
Tekken, 2XKO, Under Night in Birth, SF6, Fatal Fury,
Blaze Blue or
Blaze Blue,
Grand Blue?
Grand Blue. I'm missing a couple.
How about those ones that came out during the pandemic, like Omen of Sorrow?
No. They're like basically any fighting,
Like
any
Street Fighter,
fighting game that
Street
has a
Fighter.
community. Yeah, but like any fighting game that has a community.
Oh, DBZ.
DBZ. The prequel series, the retro game this year is the Night Stalk, pre-Night Stalkers game.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. So yeah, so there's all this. There's probably more announcements that we are failing to mention, but these were like, I think the take-home big ones, and as you can see, like there's a lot of cool shit. It's just, but there wasn't anything like there wasn't.
I also want to give a shout out to Soros.
Yes.
Like Soros. Also, Soros moved their date.
Oh,
they're now end of April instead of end of March.
Smart move, shifting it around, get some polish on it, maybe have a little less crowding. So it sounds like they put it out of the fiscal year because maybe they're bolstering things, who knows. But yeah, I mean, that's cool. There was a lot of cool stuff, but there wasn't like, we didn't see the some of the big stuff. So we were going to talk just briefly about things we didn't see that we were expecting to see. We didn't see anything from that God of War spin-offy game that everybody was rumored to see.
And there was nothing about the God of War TV show either.
Yeah, nothing from the Fallout
I mean,
TV show. Nothing.
They're not going to start filming God of War until beginning of next year.
True.
They could have showed something. Maybe
they could have announced anything.
And
yeah.
There was no Fallout, not even like the Fallout New Vegas rumored remaster or anything.
And that surprised the fuck out of me. Honestly, if Todd Howard had come out and said, "Hey guys, Mr. House has a gift for you. New Vegas remaster available," and he looks at his watch and it's a Pip-Boy. Right now, you would have blown that. This would have been their award show to win, but no.
No.
Fuck you, Todd.
No Assassin's Creed. No. No.
Well, Assassin's Creed just recently had the crossover with Attack on Titan.
True.
So,
which is such a weird thing for them to do.
No Prince of Persia, even though the talk is it's coming out in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Not today.
No AC Black Flag remake, which we know exists.
Yeah.
No Black Flag. No Hexen update for that next big budget title from them. No, nothing on Splinter Cell. Nothing from Ubisoft really at all.
Speaking of Ubisoft, the dude that was one of the games that was shown off was from the Kingdom Battle.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I forgot that they had that. Nothing from. Okay, No update on Lazarus, which is the old Bioshock devs that have been working on a game for like 9 years now. Nothing from Lazarus. Nothing from Bioshock 4, which has now been in development also like 9 years.
Well,
Yeah.
I understand why Bioshock 4, because apparently they're redoing the story.
There was something else that I noticed today, and I want to mention this while it's top of my mind.
Yeah.
Notice how the seat fillers, that place looks sparsely attended. That really caught my attention because I knew 2 people who went there who are friends of mine, and I haven't spoken with them yet, but that crowd looked fucking thin.
Well, when it was times. I had heard that this is the first year where they limited nominees to only having 2 tickets, and everybody else would have to pay if you brought your whole team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the seats were like $500 a piece or something.
Yeah, and the only team that everyone came was Sandfall.
Yeah, like it was obviously the Claire team. One thing I also noticed is I know David Harbour was there because you talk about what we didn't see. You could have done a synergistic thing with Stranger Things, and I know it's the fact that he's there.
Rival network.
Netflix is not spending money right now.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's tied up elsewhere.
It's tied up elsewhere, but also the big corporate sponsor this time was Amazon Prime.
Yeah, you're right.
And if we didn't get Fallout on here, then we weren't going to get Stranger Things.
Yeah. I mean, it felt like to me this year, I don't know, like it was competently run, Alex, as you mentioned off the top of the show. This was, in my opinion, like I said, aggressively mid, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It was competent. It was fast, went 5 minutes over time, but it felt like just perfectly fine, non-offensively fine. And
I mean, there were some big announcements. It's just you had to, like, if you had expectations for Microsoft or Sony, you weren't going to get them.
Yeah, which is kind of weird. Oh, and their
special
look at Mario, 15 seconds of someone getting kicked across the room. Fuck off.
Luigi got to do his smash knee.
Yeah.
But how about
that was the thing.
Back on track with what we didn't see.
Yeah.
How about we didn't see no Mass Effect, nothing from EA really.
Nothing from Square.
Nothing from Square at all. Where was any of the retro revivals from Sega that have been announced for
Sega,
you're right.
Sega had nothing either.
2 years. Nothing from Sega. No RGG
no
Studio. No Persona. No Persona. I was fully expecting no Persona. No Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. No FF9. No other announcements. No Dragon.
Metal Gear Solid Collection 2.
Yeah, nothing. Konami wasn't here at all.
They
didn't even pay to send the voice actress that was nominated. They couldn't have. There was nothing from them. Capcom had the trailer for RE9, but basically nothing else.
No, Capcom had a significant amount. Nothing new.
Yeah, nothing new. It was
nothing new that's coming out like ASAP.
True. Basically, most American studios weren't there.
Yeah, because most of the American studios have been gutted by everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, there wasn't a whole lot. It was a lot of European stuff here, and a lot of independent stuff. But like no Mass Effect was surprised. Like not having teasers or title reveals or
anything,
even small.
Well, there was barely even anything on N7 Day.
Well, let's be honest. The main reason why EA has been silent is because they're in the middle of merging with the Saudis.
Yeah. So it was a little surprising of some of the things we didn't see. I could have sworn it would have made sense for them to have had something from BioShock or something from Lazarus. I'm trying to think of other big titles that have been sort of in the works that we know of.
I think 2K is hoarding all their money for GTA.
Yeah, and not even any GTA, like here's a little teaser, here's one of the voice actors. None of that. Like
nothing.
Nothing from them. It was a little odd how there was
a little sparse.
So little representation. Like I know that Microsoft has been slashing budgets and laying people off left and right, but don't they still have like 15 games in development that they still haven't shown?
They've got a bunch, but also some of those games got canceled or shadow canceled.
Yeah. And I was surprised that we still, outside of Soros, have nothing on the books for Sony for next year, except for Token.
There was something I just when you said that made me think of something.
Oh, there was one thing that was Sony funded. Shoot,
Phantom Zero.
Sony. Yeah, Phantom Zero
Shepherd.
Blade. Yeah, Free Shepherd. That looks interesting.
But like
Sony
there was one that was really obviously Sony funded. I gotta.
Oh, you're right. I can't remember it now off the top of my head, but it was one of the games. Oh, geez, I know what you mean. Yeah,
Sony put a lot of. There was a lot of Sony. I wouldn't call it exclusivity, but I didn't. There were a couple games that were Microsoft and Nintendo cross-platform, but there was a lot of Epic Game Store and Sony and blah blah blah. I just noticed that throughout the entire night. I'm like, there's a lot of PlayStation
and
power being spent.
That's why it stood out to me that Orbitals was the only game announced that was a Switch 2 exclusive, not Switch 1 and Switch 2 exclusive.
Yeah,
literally one console, and it's also not on PC. Like, I think that might be the only game that was a single platform announcement.
Yeah,
and also they the folks at South of Midnight officially announced they're coming to PS5 and Switch 2, which is technically the first Microsoft game to be coming to Switch 2.
Speaking of Microsoft games, they showed that Microsoft trailer for Game Pass. They walked past a door that showed Gears.
Yeah.
Do you think that was a subtle hint we're doing something else with the Gears unit? Because since it just got
also if you notice next to the Gears logo, it says coming 2026.
Yeah, I did. I was like, what are you doing?
That was my thought. Like, because they launched that Gears Reload, was it Reload, Remaster, whatever, the newest version they gave out.
The Gears Remaster number 3.
Yeah, like
for whatever reason.
My digital edition.
At least they gave it for free if you owned it.
Yeah, my digital edition automatically upgraded, and then it's also on PlayStation. But like, I thought that if anything, they would have had a new trailer for E-Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
I'm assuming E-Day is next year.
Yeah.
Or are they waiting for the summer to reveal it at their summer showcase?
Maybe.
One thing.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. One thing I want to mention, and this goes back to just the way the award show was presented. The Muppets felt off this year. I was talking with Liam, and Liam is a very eccentric individual, but he pointed something out to me, and I never quite thought about it. Miss Piggy sounds weird.
It's because
Miss Piggy has sounded weird for a while.
It's because Frank Oz hasn't done it in 20 years.
Yeah, and he pointed me out to a gag that was on Family Guy called The Wrong Muppet. And Rolf sounded fine.
Rolf has been the same person for decades.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, he still sounds great. A little bit of a change, but whatever. But the Miss Piggy stuff felt so weird.
Miss
and
Piggy
it
sounded like Seth MacFarlane doing it.
Yeah, like it sounded fucking strange.
Also, what was their purpose this year? Usually they're there to tie into something going on with one of the games.
I want that beaker for Untitled Goose Game. My God, I still want that.
They weren't used to advertise anything other than the Game Awards. And,
we're like, hi, we're a Muppet.
And I don't I know that Jeff is really infatuated with it, and during the pandemic when there was that Muppet special, what was it, the Haunted House one? He's in that. He was in that. Like, I get it. He's like a super fan, but does he not get that? This might sound like mean and cruel, but the vast majority of people watching this don't care about the Muppets.
People of a certain age do care,
but no. But I mean,
the issue is
the general public.
The issue is, the issue is Disney doesn't know what the fuck to do with them.
Yeah, and it sucks because I've got friends of mine who work on the Muppets property. I've got a friend of mine, a couple of them are puppeteers, and some of them work in creative departments. And you're not wrong; they don't know what to fucking do with it. The Muppet Show. I had a friend of mine who worked on that, and he was like,
"The last thing we heard about is they're reviving the Muppet Show for Disney Plus, and Emma Stone and another major female actress are trying to make a Miss Piggy movie.
Well, see, this is like, I don't have a problem with it. I was just thinking, like, they're not popular. I mean, like, right now, what would be the pull?
Oh yeah, zero
Like,
popularity.
and it's like, okay, people our age and older love them. Do kids
I
care?
think I'm hoping with the new Muppet Show that comes on Disney Plus, that will put them back into the spotlight.
Because, like, I would have figured they would have used them to tie into a game, like I don't mean like to have them announce the game, but like after
there are so many
after the
there are
racing
so
game
many,
or after
yeah.
the racing game or KOTOR or the Old Republic game was announced. I would have figured Miss Piggy and them, they would have had them dressed up as Jedis to like cross promote the games.
Yeah, like seriously, Muppet Star Wars. Come on.
That's what I'm saying. Like it would have been great if, like, I know they had Miss Piggy
Or
there.
if she came out and did something with Claire Obscura, like have her try to sing the theme in French, and like, I don't sing that.
That's what I'm
See,
saying.
that
Like,
would have been funny.
have her do that, and then have like Kermit comes out and he's got like a Jedi robe on, or you have animal.
Well,
or have
to be fair,
animal back.
Kermit's Kermit voice sounds really bad.
Okay, not that.
Yeah.
Okay, why not have Animal back like they did? Was Animal there when they
Yeah.
did the Elden Ring thing? I think it was.
Yes.
Why not have
Yes.
Animal back, and they could have done a skit with him as a pod racer. Animal, and he crashes his pod racer.
That'd be
Like-
funny.
But like they had a bunch of
Disney had a bunch of possible
yeah.
cross promotion.
Disney
shit.
owned a bunch of things here that were shown, and they didn't use the Muppets to cross promote it at all.
Which, okay, weird thing. And again, the wrong Muppet gag. When they did the Batman Lego thing, again, I'm glad this game exists for whatever reason. Did it not sound weird to anybody else that that wasn't Will Arnett's voice coming out of Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
But-
that's...
but I get it.
Yeah,
And
I get it. I
And
mean,
the Deadpool crossover, I was like, I know that NPH is doing it in the other game. Like, why not? And I was like, oh, wait a minute. It makes sense. Nolan North's been voicing it in games for like 20 years.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like, all right, that's fine. That's the Marvel Nolan North. All right, awesome, cool. Yeah, I don't know.
And we knew Deadpool was coming to Rivals like a year ago.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
like, how could he fucking not? It's like, I don't know. It felt like there's a lot of weird things, and that's something else too. I mean, speaking of Marvel, I mean, Cosmic Invasion just came out. They could have dropped a DLC character for like nothing tonight. Said, oh, by the way, if you are watching the Game Awards, use this code, get a free costume or a free
I
character.
thought there was
going to
be more. I thought there would be more drops, and all it was
Yeah,
25% off games.
yeah. Whoopie fucking do, man.
I
I said that to Liam. I was surprised.
when we were sitting here, what we were waiting on was, with all this Claire Obscure stuff happening, I was waiting on for them to say Claire Obscure is coming to Prime Gaming. Claim your game today.
Yeah,
Because if they had
That
done
would be
that,
crazy.
if they had been able to work out that deal, it would have been insane for the game's exposure beyond anything. Because you would have been like,
Oh, yeah.
wait, what? Game of the Year is free? If they had done that, great. Or if they had done even something, maybe not the exact same thing, but now that Amazon is making the Tomb Raider, what if they had just said, the Tomb Raider trilogy, and every previous Tomb Raider game, activate it now on Luna, blah 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 blah, and get it for free. But no, I would have figured with the announcements of those two games, they would have done something, been like, hey, here's a Tomb Raider related thing, drop for free.
Well, they've already given away Tomb Raider multiple times on Prime Gaming.
Okay, maybe.
Perfectly
Well,
fair.
the closest thing that they did was GOG has the Tomb Raider, like, of the new trilogy or newer trilogy. The first two games are on for like $4 or $5 a piece.
yeah, and they're fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean,
If you don't own them
I don't
already,
know.
right? So,
yeah,
but yeah, like, I mean, that's all I really got to say. Like, I know we're meandering a little bit here, but like, there were a bunch of big titles that I think we were expecting to see more of that were already announced. There were a bunch of unannounced titles. Like, at this point, out of all the Giga leaks that have come out, Final Fantasy IX is the only one we haven't seen, and it's been like years, and it's still confirmed to exist. So, like,
I mean, the rumor that happened back in the summer was that Square just axed it completely.
And I don't know if
I
they
kind
can.
of hope not.
I don't think they did.
It's been too long that they
personally.
can't just really write it off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a little.
Yeah, I mean and it was a missed opportunity this year because it was an anniversary year for Final Fantasy IX.
Well, that exactly. All they did was they released a remastered version of the song for streaming, and it's like, okay, okay.
Really?
What we
and
fucking
and, and they
do.
got some Japan exclusive merch. That's about it.
And I mean,
Yeah.
it's. I'll say my final thoughts on this. You know, I liked the show overall. Obviously, there was a lot of things here that I like. Wasn't a ton of turn-based
yeah.
RPG stuff that I would normally be into. I was missing out on hopefully seeing a lot of stuff that I would have liked to see, but there's still cool stuff. You know, some of my major takeaways were that there's a lot that I feel behind the scenes was affected by all the GTA stuff being moved. So I feel like some things that they might have wanted to announce, they chose not to because now they're not going to meet the 2026 window.
Yep.
And like beyond that, there was cool stuff here, but there wasn't like stuff that blew me away. There's a lot of like stickering and like, oh, this looks neat. Can't wait to see what, you know, new projects these studios have coming that, you know, weren't announced here. I think what this tells me is everybody should have all eyes on what Sony has for their usual middle of January to early February state of play / PlayStation, you know, experience, whatever they're calling it.
Also, whatever Nintendo does in January, because they always do something.
Both of them
January,
basically
February.
have nothing announced. Soros is announced with a date. There's no date yet for Tokon. That's fucking it for Sony at all.
Tokon's definitely going to miss Evo, which means it's a fall game.
Yeah. And so like that's it for your whole goddamn year. And even this year was kind of light for them. And then Nintendo is like, you've shown us
Nintendo has two titles that are going to be Switch, and then they have Fire Emblem next year, which Fire Emblem's going to be their summer game.
Yep. And then we don't know what their fall is. We won't know that probably till summer anyway. But that's it there. Like, and Xbox is like, we know that at some point Fable's supposed to be coming. I don't think they can cancel any more games or they won't have any games to release. Like there is a point where you can cancel all these projects to save money and then you have no revenue coming in.
Well, the main problem is that it came out that I think I've said this on Mike before, but Microsoft wants a profitability margin that's fucking impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you cannot have infinite growth. I mean, like this, I don't know. This has been, I feel like, a very rough 2 months for year end for a lot of the gaming industry, and especially now with like Activision having to basically publicly say, "Oh fuck, we're so sorry."
And I can say this: if you want to know the state of like big game, we'll take Nintendo out of it. Think of this: right now, the sales are on for the holidays and all this for game consoles. A PS5 Slim without the disc drive in Canada is it's like $489, I think, right now. And then you can pay $100 to add the disc drive. So $489 for a disc drive or discless version. It is $800 for the discless Xbox Series X.
And I will also note those prices are gonna go up at the end of the holidays because thank you AI.
Not for Sony. Sony has
Sony's got their stuff.
They apparently have
settled.
6 months of stock left of chips. But
yeah,
that means
Sony's got their stuff settled at least for the first half of the year.
So for anybody,
and do you have a PlayStation 5 yet?
Nope.
You should probably get on that.
might be time to get a used one for like $300 if you can.
Yeah,
which is what I'm looking at.
Because like, get one. Don't get a digital only launch edition. If you can get a used Slim, because then you can always pop the drive on if you want to, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like and I believe for the first time okay, here's what's crazy. I looked at the pricing to get a Xbox Series X with the disc drive now because of the way the prices went up, and I sold mine and it paid for basically half of my Switch before the prices went up. I got like $450, but that was way before the prices went up now, right? but prices went up, but nobody wants to buy it, right? So it's not like I would get that money now anyway, right? But at the time, or sorry, even now, a Xbox Series X with the disc drive, and I think it might be the 2 terabyte version because I think that's the only one that they're selling with the disc drive now. But like the standard edition there, right now as of this recording, is the same price as the PS5 Pro.
Yeah.
Like, why? Why would anybody buy an Xbox at all at this point? Maybe.
Well, even Microsoft's saying don't buy an Xbox.
I have an S, and the S is great for an additional system, if that makes sense.
And like, don't get me wrong. I love my Series X. Specifically because it has all the Dolby features
and the 4K
on it,
player,
and the 4K player.
But yeah, so now that we're getting back on topic, I guess this is the end of the year, right, Mike? So we've still got some programming coming. We've got some last minute gift ideas is coming this week. We also probably will have a review show as well. There might be some stuff as we figure out what the programming is, because some of the stuff for gift guide came in late or is still coming in. And, we'll have some stuff to cover for that, and obviously a review show or two. We'll have holiday programming from Earth vs. Soup. We're going to see, fingers crossed, that you and I can organize a quick little like Christmas Eve show or something special.
Yeah.
And then you guys have a bunch of stuff that you're working on as well, right?
But so yeah, me, Ken, Dave, and Adam, the goal is we're gonna record those Lord of the Rings specials we promised during the summer, but scheduling got in the way. So the plan is we're gonna record the first one, Lord of the Rings Fellowship at the Ring, before Christmas, and that'll be released on Christmas Day. And then before we come back on January 26th, we're going to record The Two Towers, and we're going to record The Return of the King. And then when we start banking our summer content, because we're already talking about that, we're going to do the Hobbit trilogy over the next couple of months, and you'll see that next summer along with the animated specials. Maybe me and Ken will do that as we're more of the animation aficionados in our group. And yeah, we're working on those. We're going to do... I'm vastly going to be off mic, though, outside of the loose cannons, and I'm definitely looking forward to that.
And all the pre-recorded stuff. So
yeah, exactly.
So
and all the
people wondering,
stuff.
It's like when they hear you say, I'm not going to be on mic, it's like, well, you're on every episode. It's because some of that stuff was recorded like months ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we've got so much. We've got a bunch of loose cannons and random access memories.
A lot of cool topics that don't have to be like record and release right away. It's like topics that we can talk about whenever.
Yeah. And then in the new year, you guys are going to see us, like I said, come back around the 26th of January. That is the goal. That'll be the last Monday of January. And then Twig turns, I think, 18 or 19, I want to say. 19 years old enough to drive, buy pornography, and join the army.
And technically drink, buy weed in Canada.
Exactly. Other than that, though, like I said, I guess before we go out for the year, because this is like our last big live show, big thanks to everybody who's joined the team this year, such as Adam A. Donaldson from Guelph Politicast and credits on CFRU 93.3, but also having David Denoyer join us as sort of Twig's resident librarian and other movie guy, having him on Loose Cannon and Ram has been a wonderful addition to our team. We're going to do more stuff with JT in the future now that we've gotten his recording situation all kind of sorted out. Obviously working with Ken has been a wonderful thing this year. Aaron and Darlene with Earth versus Soup. I know next year Alex and Aaron will be taking more control of not Loose Cannon, A Future Imperfect. I'll pop on every now and again, but that'll vastly be their show. And obviously I'll focus on Ram and Loose Cannon. And me and Alex will always keep doing the main show because that's sort of our main drive. And yeah, I mean, honestly, we had a pretty good year at Twig this year.
Not quite as many interviews as we've done in the past, but maybe that'll change up because it's been sort of like what ebbs and flows, right?
Yeah, it's basically when I get interesting people from the TTRPG space, because that's sort of where I'm finding my niche right now, and I'm very comfortable in that. Speaking of TTRPGs, I guess the physical version of the book I wrote comes out next month, the 23rd Century Campaign Guide for Star Trek Adventure, so go check that out. Hopefully I'll have more stuff in the future. And yeah, I guess any year-end thoughts from you, Ken, and then we'll let Alex have the final word.
I mean, honestly, the Game Awards is always a great end of the year kind of kickoff. And yeah, looking forward to some the loose cannon and Ram stuff. We've got some really interesting conversations banked already that you're gonna hear over the holidays. And yeah, happy holidays to everyone, and we'll see you back at some point.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Ken emotionally destroying me with more anime. Alex, what do you got as your final thoughts this year?
Hey, smoke weed every day. No,
Which you can in Canada.
I'm kidding, but I'm kidding, sort of.
Technically, I can too, but
yeah.
I mean, the difference is I can just go to the store and be like, "Give me that," and then just start walking around in public, right? So
I can technically do that. I just have to go to the town one over. So
I guess the difference is we can go do that while we go to vote in a federal election in a federal building. That's the difference right there.
Yeah, there you go.
Which we don't. But anyway, basically try to take it easy. Stressful time of year. We know finances are shit for everybody. Yada yada. Tariffs, taxes, inflation, all that junk. Just don't feel stressed and forced to impress people by like, I gotta get them again. Just do what comes from the heart and try to live an easy, calm, loving life, yada, yada, all that fuzzy wuzzy stuff. And Mike can take us away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I guess as our final year in thought, and much like I said at the year-end Twig show, this holiday season, be as kind as you can to many as you can. If you have the capacity, please consider donating to your local food banks. Even better if you can volunteer. Look in your local communities. There are always organizations that need help. Cash is king because it tends to go directly to people who directly need it. But just spread love and kindness as much as you possibly can this year, because I think that's the most important thing. Obviously, when Christmas happens, if you're gonna spend it alone, you can always reach out to us on social media. I'm sure we'll always be willing to say hi, hello, but we are always with you. We'll always have tons of content. So as much as we like to say we are available, that parasocial thing is there, and we will always reach out and say hi and hello to you. But I think the most important thing to remember this year, especially in such politically turbulent times, I will say, is be excellent to each other as much as you possibly can. So as you go into 2026, have your heads held high, your controllers charged, and hey, smoke weed every day. So anyway, we are out of here. So for This Week in Geek from New Jersey, we have been
Ken from this anime.
From Kitchener,
Alex, the producer.
And I've been Mike the Birdman saying, be excellent to each other. Happy holidays, and we will see you with our next live show in 2026.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Thanks for listening to this episode of This Week in Geek. Hungry for more? Check out our website at thisweekingeek.net. You can subscribe to the podcast, browse our Twitter and Instagram, and leave your thoughts on today's topics. If you'd like to give us some feedback, send us an email at feedback@thisweekingeek.net. Tune in next time, and remember,
lower your shields and surrender your listenership.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Thank you for your cooperation. Good night.